Hello children, in continuation with the parallel lines, this is our second lesson. Today we are looking towards the properties of some important properties of the parallel lines. Okay, so first of all I will draw here two parallel lines. Okay, so these two are the parallel lines. This is line L and this is line N, and this is its transversal and its name is N. Okay, because of this transversal, here the angles are formed and these angle names are, okay, so these angle names are angle, for example, suppose angle A, B, C, D, E, F, G and H. So these are the angles formed due to the transversal N on line L and M. Okay, so we saw that the pairs of which corresponding angles, alternate angle and interior alternate, exterior alternate, and pairs of interior angles and form on the same side of the transversal. So today we will see the properties. So first important property is, what is the first property? When two lines intersect, when two lines intersect, the pairs of opposite angle forms angles formed are congruent. So this is the first property, and in it we will study the first thing, that is, so here in this statement what they told us, when two lines intersect, so this is L and this is M, it is get intersected by this N, the pairs of opposite angles are formed. So here which pairs of opposite angles are formed here? So if you see here, this is the angle A, and its opposite angles are, which is its opposite angle if two lines are intersected by each other. So these are what? Opposite angles. So these opposite angles are, what happens? They are congruent to each other. So here D and F, this A, C, B, D, E, G, F, H, these are the opposite angles. What I said, therefore angle, which angles are congruent? Angle A is congruent to angle C, angle B is congruent to angle D, then angle E is congruent to angle G, and angle H is congruent to angle F. Okay, so when these two lines are intersected by the pairs of opposite the pair of opposite angles are formed are the what? Congruent to each other. So here this A and C, these are what? These are the opposite angles, vertically opposite angles formed by the line. Okay, so these angles are congruent to each other. Whenever we are looking towards this, these angles are congruent: AC, BD, EG, FH. Okay, now second property is, the angles in linear pair are supplementary. Angles in linear pair are supplementary. Angles are in linear pair are supplementary. What is the word meaning supplementary? The supplementary means the sum of angles is 180. Suppose you see if you add angle A plus B. What is angle A plus B? So here angle A plus angle B, they are supplementary. The meaning of word supplementary is its sum is 180 degree. So how many angles are there here which are in the linear pair? So here this AB, BC, this BC, then DC, then DA, they are in linear pair. Okay. The linear pair means the line angles which are on a straight line. So which angles are here? Those are in linear pair. So first we wrote it here, A plus B. Here I have to write small a, sorry. A plus B is equal to 180. Then B plus C, they are, if you hide this part, you will notice that B and C are also in opposite pair. B and C are also in opposite pair. So we will write here angle B plus C, angle B plus angle C is equals to also 180 degree. Then D and C, angle D plus angle C is equals to also 180. Afterwards, angle A and angle A plus angle D is equal to 180. If you see one by one, this A plus B is equal to 180. Then B plus C is equals to 180. If I hide this upside part, this, then D plus C is equal to also 180. And this A plus D is equal to also 180 because they are in linear pair. Same way, E plus F is equal to 180, F plus G is equals to 180, then H plus G is equal to 180 and E plus H is equals to also 180 degree. So here we will write angle E plus F is equal to 180, then F plus G is equals to 180, then angle H plus G is equals to 180 degree and angle E plus H is equals to also 180 degree. Okay, so that is the second what? It is the second property. Now the next, when one pair of corresponding angle, when one pair of, the third important property, when a pair of corresponding angles are congruent. When a pair of corresponding angles is congruent, then all the remaining pairs of corresponding angles are congruent. Then all the remaining pairs of corresponding angles are congruent. Okay, so what is the meaning of this meaning of this statement? When a pair of corresponding angles, which are the corresponding angles? I told you before only, A is the corresponding angle of E, D is corresponding angle of H, B is corresponding angle of F, and C is corresponding angle of G. That we already said. From this, how many pairs of corresponding angles are there here? There are 1, 2, 3 and 4. So 4 pairs of corresponding angles are present in this figure. So if out of 4, one pair is congruent, the remaining all pairs are congruent to each other. That is the statement. When a pair of corresponding angle is congruent, then all the remaining pairs of corresponding angles are congruent. So out of this, we will write here corresponding angles pair, angle A and angle E. Here these are corresponding angles A and E. Then angle D and H, then angle B and F, and C and G, and angle C and angle G. Okay, here it is not there. You will get confused otherwise. Okay, from these four pairs, this is the first pair, second pair, third pair, and this is the fourth pair. Out of this four pair, any one from this is congruent, then remaining are also congruent. Then here, if suppose D is congruent to H, D is congruent to angle H. So this is D is congruent to H, because they told you pairs of corresponding angles are congruent. If D is congruent to H, then remaining pairs which are there, then angle A is congruent to angle E. Okay, this is also congruent. That is also congruent. Angle B is congruent to, B is congruent to angle F, and lastly angle C is congruent. Angle C is congruent to angle G. Okay, so this key thing we have to keep in our mind. When out of these four pairs of corresponding angle, if one of the pair, any, it may be this, or any one, then remaining are also congruent to each other. This is the third important property. Now we will see the fourth important property. So what is the fourth important property? When a pair of alternate angle is congruent, when a pair of alternate angle is congruent, angles is congruent, then all the remaining pair of alternate angles are congruent. Then all the remaining pair of alternate angles are congruent. Okay, so this is the which statement, the next important property. So we will see here what it told us. So here in this statement inside, if you notice here what that a pair of alternate angles are congruent. Okay, so if you see this figure, in this figure four pairs of alternate angles are there. Okay, first DF, interior alternate angles, and secondly exterior alternate angles. So first is the interior alternate angles. Which are the interior alternate angles? D and F. Angle D and angle F. Okay, and C and E. Angle C and angle E. Okay, this is the interior angle alternate angles. And next exterior angle alternate angles pair is there. Exterior alternate angles. Okay, so which are the exterior alternate angles? A and G and B and H. Angle A and angle G. This which I am showing, this A and G. Okay, A and G, and another B and H. Angle B is congruent, B and angle H. Okay, so out of this 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, if any pair is congruent, then remaining all are also congruent. So how we will write this? If angle D is congruent to angle F, then okay, this C is also congruent to, C is congruent to E, C is congruent to E, then A is congruent to G, and B is congruent to H. Okay, so from this what we are saying, out of these alternate angles, if any one pair is congruent, then remaining are also congruent. Okay, and now the last property, which is property that it is the property of interior angles. Okay, so we will see the next property, interior angles property. So for that I will draw one more time here figure. This is its transversal. This is M, this is N, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So this is the figure, this is line L. Okay, so the last property is the fifth property, and what is it? It is property when a pair of interior angles, when a pair of interior angle, when a pair of interior angles on one side of the transversal is supplementary. Word supplementary means the sum of the both angle is 180 degree. Supplementary is supplementary, then the other pair of interior angle is also supplementary. So in this statement what we are understanding, if the pair of interior angles are of one side of transversal is supplementary. So the meaning of this statement is that here when these two lines are intersected by a transversal, two pairs of interior angles is formed. This is the first pair. So which pairs are formed? Interior angles. So interior angles pair are C and angle F, angle C and angle F, and another angle D and angle E. This is the one side. If you hide this part, one side means this is the one side, right side of the what? Right side of the transversal. Here C and F are there, and here D and E are there. So here, if from this and that, if one of the pair is supplementary, means angle C plus angle F is equals to 180. If angle C plus 1 F is equal to 180, then angle D plus E also, its measure is also 180 degree. So these are the 5 important properties of parallel lines. These 5 are the, what I said, these 5 are the important properties of a parallel lines. So first property is the when two lines intersect, the pair of opposite angle form are congruent. So these two lines are intersected by this. So pair of opposite angles which are formed, they are congruent, that I told you. Angles in the linear pair are supplementary. Linear pair means in a straight line. Means this angle A plus B means A plus B is equal to 180 degree if these two are in a linear pair. Same way here which are on a straight line, those angles measure is supplementary. Supplementary means its measure is 180 degree. Then we saw the third property, when the pair of corresponding angles are congruent, then the all remaining pairs are congruent. So these are the corresponding angles pair. Out of this, which one is congruent, any one is congruent, the remaining are also congruent. And here fourth property, when a pair of alternate angles is congruent, then all the remaining pair of alternate angles are congruent. So here we wrote the interior angles pair and exterior angles pair. From this, anyone, from these four, anyone if it is congruent, then all the pairs, remaining all pairs are congruent. And then we saw the last property, which that is the property of interior angles property. And in this property we said that when a pair of interior angles on one side of transversal, so on one side of pair of transversal, if this sum is 180 degree, then other side of the transversal which angles are there, those sum is also 180. So these are the properties we studied today, and these properties you have to make it perfect because these properties we are using at the time of theorem. So all of you make it perfect and all of you note down whatever I wrote here, and then we will see the next theorem, that is interior angles theorem. Okay, so today we will stop here only. Thank you.